What's up, Modern Profits? Today we are doing something very special. We're going to take the concerns that you or some of the investors that you might know and want to partner with that have access to capital or have access to credit and see how that person could qualify for a big house. Okay, so we're going to talk about some of the big houses. We're going to look at these deals. I'm going to show you exactly how I run through these things. And then I'm going to show you some special types of private money lenders that I have access to that I'm willing to share with you and I'm willing to share with my students. And I'm also going to show you a calculator that I've put together that helps understand how much you can qualify. It helps you to understand how much one of your partners could qualify in buying a house. Okay, so let's start here. This is an amazing house. Okay, this is Henderson. It's big and it's super luxurious. So you see the big multiple car garage. Okay. Wow, I'm gonna go back to that one. That is really cool. I like that a lot. It looks like it might even be in the closet, right? Was that like the walk-in closet? It's phenomenal. This house is amazing. So, first of all, how did I find this house? Well, we're looking at doing short-term rental, and we want to get into the luxurious housing market in short-term rental in Henderson because there's so much freaking money. It's crazy. You know, when you're talking about $1 million houses and you want to figure out what they're worth, we have actually, in terms of monthly cash flow and short-term rental, then we have another video that completely runs through that. We do that in our private consulting as well. Suffice to say, I have a property up in here in Vegas that is way smaller than this that I got for 250 grand that I'm pulling in around 15 grand a month on. Okay, so our goal in buying something in the millions of dollars is to get something that's pulling in $25,000 a month. Okay, that's gross, but that's a lot of money. It's hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's like $250,000. Okay, so here's how I found this. I wanted something with at least 5 bedrooms. I wanted something with at least 3+ bathrooms. I wanted a house. I wanted it to be 3,000 square feet or more. I wanted it to have a pool. And I also, this is the big one right here, is I wanted to make sure that it was not in an HOA. And that's one of the settings on here. And I'm not even seeing it. HOA, no HOA. There we go. I was missing it there. So here's the properties. This is the one. It's closest to Vegas. That's why I want it. Plus, it's amazing, as you just saw. Okay. So let's talk about this kind of deal. Now, first, we wanted to put together kind of a rough deal and see, can it work? Can a deal work? Can my partner get qualified? So let's put in some rough numbers. Okay, we've got $1 million is the proposed home price. We've got, let's just say 6.4%. It could be less, it could be more on the interest rate. And here's this person. They make great money, $250,000 a year. That's what they're pulling into their personal accounts. That's what their W-2 is for. But really, they have a business, and that business makes way more than that. Let's just say 600 grand. And they already own stuff, maybe a boat, maybe a nice ass house. So we're talking about this person coming to the table already with significant debt payments, $8,000 a month. So if they want to go with the best program, okay, the lowest money down, the best interest rates, okay, we're talking about 90% loan to value kind of loan, which means on $1 million home, they're only bringing $100,000 to the table, right? Then you also got to add in, there's going to be furnishing. So I like to just think about it like it's 3% of the home value is what you're going to put in furnishing. So that would be $30,000. So just on this deal, I'm looking at $130,000 in here. We're talking about someone with a good credit score, 700 or above. And the bank's going to have certain requirements. They're going to say that they want 50% debt to income ratio. So their debt has to be half of their income or less. So the loan payment on this one, my estimation, is around a little bit less than $5,000. Now, given that income that they had, the bank is only going to recognize their tax return income, and they're going to see that it's around $20,000. And in some loans, not this one, but in some loans, they'll add, if it's an investment loan, they'll add a certain amount as if the property is being rented out, right? So my guess was that this would rent out for around $5,000 a month. And so I did a little search in Clark County on Zillow, and I thought, what for 5,000 and above, what is that getting me? And I'm seeing these places, and you can follow the green dots. Henderson's down here. I think it's realistic, and I like to underpromise and overdeliver on these. I think it's realistic to say that this quality of house is going to pull in $5,000 a month at least, if not more. This is another, this is what you'd compare it to something like this here. Look, the house in the pool that we're looking at is nicer than that one. So these are our preliminary numbers, right? Just can a deal happen? The problem is that the debt to income ratio is too high for this guy. Okay, it's too high. He's at 62% debt to income ratio, so the deal does not work. So what if we went with another type of loan? Okay, instead of putting 10% down, let's talk about putting 20% down. Now, here's where we get into private money. This is the kind of thing that you should reach out to me. We'll talk more and see how we can connect you to our guys that we've hand curated over the last 10 years of being investors, putting together big deals, amazing deals, big cash flow deals, phenomenal empire building kind of deals. So on these loans, 80% down. Now you're talking about putting $230,000 into it. Loan payment goes up a little bit, not too much. Your financing lasts, but your interest rate's a little bit more. And so on this one, they're going to factor in some of the income of the rental income. So if we say that it's $5,000 is the estimated rental income, they'll let us have 75% of that. Okay, that's where I say that right there. 75% of it. And that means that they'll add in income of $3,750, almost $4,000. Man, the DTI though, it's still too high. It's 2% high. Okay, so unfortunately, this guy's not going to qualify for this specific one. And here's where the next one comes in. And what I want to say that sometimes it's tough to get this kind of information out of lenders, because there was, after the whole mortgage collapse, what happened is they decided they weren't going to share too many details about what deals they would finance and what deals they wouldn't finance. So they want you to, for the licensed mortgage brokers, they want to have an unadulterated look at your finances and everything, where you're not putting your finances together so that you can qualify for the loan, but that your specific situation qualifies for the loan. And that's good and that's bad. It can be good for the banks so that people aren't foreclosing a lot. However, it can be bad for the investor that really needs to know how much they can buy and what they can qualify for, so that they don't waste their time, they don't waste their mortgage broker's time. And it's funny because it's almost become like in the hidden schools of knowledge from the old Egyptian alchemists. They had this same kind of thing where they would hide the knowledge and you wouldn't be able to get access to it. And that's exactly what they're doing right now. There's I think it's called the Mortgage Fraud Securities Act, and or the Mortgage Fraud Act that came out. And it's basically that if you're asking too many questions to your lender, they can put you on a list to start to investigate you for asking too many questions. So the good news is that you can ask me these questions, and there's no list for me to put you on because I'm not a licensed mortgage broker. I just happen to know how to put deals together. That being said, I want to say that I am not, I'm repeating that I am not a licensed mortgage broker. I'm not a registered investment advisor, anything like that. I don't want to have these licenses because I don't want to have the liabilities attached to it, and I want everybody to do their own research and make good decisions as investors. All right, so here we go. Here's where we get into the really cool stuff. If there's still stated income loans, okay, a lot of people think these disappeared. If you find the right investors, which I know, we can get stated income loans. So now we're talking about you got to pay a little bit more down payment, okay, 75%. And on this deal, that means that you're pulling, when you're adding in the furnishings and whatnot, you're putting in $280,000 right there. Okay, now your loan is $750,000. Your payment actually goes down here because you're financing less money. So now we're talking about $4,700 basically on the loan. You're going to have taxes and insurance on top of that. But now, here we are. They're going to recognize my guys are going to recognize 100% of the long-term rental rate. Now, they're still not going to recognize what it can make from short-term rental because the banks just aren't that far along yet. But they will recognize how much it'll make for long-term, and that helps us with the income a lot. So now, this lender will look at three things. They'll say, hey, what's their W-2? Okay, that's $20,000 per month. And then how much money have they brought in to their personal accounts? Because they'll do they'll take that as face value. Whatever you're bringing into your accounts, 100%, they'll say, well, that's your income. This works good for business owners. And they'll give 50% of your gross deposits into your biggest business account. Okay, this is the game changer right here. That means that on making 600 grand, they're going to think of your income as the largest of these numbers, and that means 25 grand a month. Bam. And they're also going to recognize that other $5,000 from the long-term rental rate. And so now they see you at $30,000 as your income. Now your debt to income, your new debt, when you add your previous debts that you've got plus the new debt here, your new debt is around $12,700, and your new income is 30 grand. So now they look at this as a 42% debt to income ratio. That's good. That means that you can qualify for this. And I can even find out even a little bit more information. Okay, so how little could you make to be able to buy this proposed home? $278,000. Okay, but if you were full doc and you wanted to do 90% loan to value loan, that really good one, all you'd have to make is $309,000. So it's not that much more money that person needs to make. Ultimately, some doctor might make $350,000, but they don't have gross income of 600 grand. So for that person, bam, this first one would be great. They'd have a much lower down payment, and they'd be able to qualify for this thing. So depending on who you're looking at doing business with or who you are right now, then it massively changes what kind of loan structure you want to have. Now, with this income, also, the income that we've got right now, how much of a payment could you afford? Well, that's $5,500. That's $5,500 with going with the business stated income one. It's $3,000. If you're going with the full doc 80% loan to value loan, and then here it's only about $2,500 if you're going with the 90% loan to value one. So here's another thing that I put together is the next thing we have to figure out is how much money does this person have to put into the deal? How much down payment? When I was talking to my partner, he said, I only really have 200 grand to put into this thing. So in that case, I said, well, 200 grand, and then, we got to add in, you need to put some money into the furnishings here. So really, it's only $178,000 afterwards. And if you only have $178,000 for the down payment, and you're going to do a 75% loan to value, what that means is that you really only have $714,000 to do this deal. Now, with that partner, I think I may have some other ways to help him gain some more income, some other ways to make that deal work. And I can do the same kind of thing with you guys. When you reach out to me, we can figure out how to make things work. We can figure out how to get juice out of a turnip sometimes. And here's where he'd be without me is, being able to finance $714,000. That's not nothing to sneeze at. I mean, that's a lot of money. It's a big house you can be able to buy. It's going to get something nice, but it might not get into that luxury market. It might not really get that big income that we want from short-term rental. So there's definitely a deal there. But I think $714,000 isn't going to be really where he wants to be. And what I really want to say here is that no matter who you are, if you've got big money, if you got a big down payment, you need to reach out to me because I'm going to show you how to make way more money on your investments. I'm going to show you how to maximize them. I'm going to show you how to not have to do the work, not take your time. Or if you're somebody that doesn't have money, doesn't have credit, there are ways to put these deals together. You just got to learn it. And I teach it. So reach out to me. I'm taking appointments with people. Call my office and we'll see if you fit some of our requirements to be able to have a meeting with me. And then if you do, I'd be happy to meet with you and put you on the road And we also have great trainings to show you how to do all this stuff. And I'm just excited that you came to see this. If any of these things are way over your head, or I went too fast or something like that, that's why you want to do either the one-on-one coaching, have one-on-one meetings with me, or come and go to some of our classes. All right, this has been a Modern Profits Academy lesson. I hope you're having a great day. Aloha.